Hello, good people of the internet. Today we're going to talk about Skyrim, which is the best game ever made, at least in its own genre, and which is a pretty old game. It's gotten a new anniversary edition, and this is the one that this video is about. So if you have the special edition, I'm not entirely sure if everything I'm going to show today is going to work for you, but for the anniversary edition, this works fine. And the anniversary edition has some updated graphics and some other stuff. But this game, in order for it to be played and be really enjoyable and really at the level that you should play it at, it can be massively improved by the addition of mods. Now, this game is probably the most modded game ever. I don't know any other game that has so many mods over the course of so many years. And long story short, this video is about what mods I'm using in 2024 and which you can also use in order to improve your game dramatically. It's going to be completely a different game to the better, of course. So, what you have to do is you have to first download and install Vortex, which is this software, this program. This is basically a mod manager. It manages your mods. You're going to install a lot of mods. It's a lot easier to do it with, Vortex than something else. There are other ones, but I'm using Vortex. The good thing about Vortex is that, with all the mods, you need to put them in a certain order for them to play properly. With Vortex, it does it for you. So you don't need to bother too much. Sometimes there are some conflicts which you have to resolve, but in that case, you should use your common sense. And the general idea is that the more basic mod comes first, needs to be loaded first, and then after that needs to be loaded the more non-basic, let's say, mod. So if you have a mod that defines all characters and how they look, then you have a mod for a specific character that needs to look in a certain way. Obviously, the second one needs to go to load after the first one. Otherwise, the first mod is going to override the second one and it's not going to work. So that's a general idea. You should be able to figure it out. So now, you will install Vortex, and then what you're going to do is you will add in the games, you will make it manage Skyrim. I think it either does it automatically or you need to add it. I think you need to add it by searching for it. I don't remember the process, but it's a very simple process. You should be able to figure it out. It's really, really easy. So after you do that, you're able to start downloading mods for Skyrim. What you're going to do is you're going to go to nexusmods.com. That's where you're going to get all your mods from. You will be searching for the mods I'm going to tell you, and you will be installing them. Now, obviously, some mods are easier to install than others. Some can be, see here, it says Vortex. You can immediately download it for Vortex and install it from here. If you click manual, it still gives you, sends it to Vortex and installs it. It just gives you the opportunity to choose the files. So every mod has some files. Here, if you go to the Files tab, you can see what you can download. This particular one has only one file, but some of them have 2 or 3, depending on the version. There are different versions like darker, lighter, for some skins and stuff. So in that case, you can choose which one to download. Some of them are just one file, so you can just download them through Vortex automatically. Manual is still pretty automatic, to be honest. So these are the mods you need to install to make Skyrim amazing. So here we go to Vortex, to mods. So I'm just going to quickly go through them. Super fast get up animation. This makes you get up very fast because the normal animation is really slow. Payload interpreter. Don't remember what that is. A lot of those are, requirements for other mods. So if there is a mod that you install, it has some requirements sometimes, and it tells you when you download it and install it that it needs also those mods to play. So then you need to install those mods too. No recoil, Nemesis Unlimited Behavior Engine. Oh, and I forgot to tell you about Nemesis, which is Nemesis Unlimited Behavior Engine. It's basically an engine which allows the combat mechanics and the motion of the game to change. So you install Nemesis, and then it's down here in Tools. So in the dashboard of Vortex, you can see it. You can click here and run it. It's already running now. And then you see this. And basically what you need to do is, after you install mods that have to do with combat and the way things move and mechanical stuff like that, then you have to tick them here. Like Precision and Payload Interpreter are the only ones which I have installed. So tick them. You also have to launch Nemesis Behavior Engine and Update Engine and all that stuff. You just click these once and then it should be working. And then you play the game and everything is running like that. You don't need to bother with it again, unless you change some of those mods, activate them or deactivate them. Then you need to go there and tick the different ones again and update it, whatever, run it again, do all those things. Immersive equipping animations, expressive facial animation, male edition, expressive facial animation, female edition, Project Nord War UA texture pack. These are textures to make things look better. JS Helm of Ungol SE. This is for a specific item, Helm of Ungol, Fur shaders, armors. For the audio, there is the unofficial high definition audio project part 1, 2, the music, Sounds of Skyrim complete, immersive sounds compendium, Death Rattle. This is a sound for Maximum Carnage, which is a pretty good mod if you want the game to be more realistic. Vanilla Hair Remake, Vanilla Hair Salt and Wind, SG Female Eyebrows, High Poly Vanilla Hair, High Poly Heads for all AE content, Expressive Face Gen Morphs, Beards of Power, of course, you cannot play without that one. It causes some clipping, but those beards are amazing. You will love them. And especially if you make, some really fancy mage or warrior characters, you really need that mod. Unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch. This one is very important. Temper Skyforge Steel Dagger. That's because you cannot temper those daggers because of a bug. This fixes that bug. Power of Threes tweaks. Hearthfire display case fix by Crucify. There is a problem with the display cases in Hearthfire. Well, this kind of fixes the problem, but not entirely. Face discoloration fix SE. That's, there is a problem that this fixes as well. Rustic clothing. Valhalla Combat, Maximum Carnage. Valhalla Combat is a great combat mod, and Maximum Carnage, Valhalla Combat totally changes the combat. There are some other modern combat mods or something like that which change the way that the attacks happen totally. They make them like Elden Ring and games like that, which I think is nonsense. These kinds of attacks are really unrealistic, the way these mods make them. Valhalla Combat is fine because basically the base engine of the game, as regards the attacks and the combat, is actually a lot more. It's not totally realistic, and I'm actually a historical fencing instructor, so I really know what I'm talking about. So the basic animations of the game are pretty good. They're not totally realistic, and they're pretty slow as well. But anyway, they're a lot more realistic than those modern combat nonsense mods. So I really am against equipping one of those where you can just keep attacking and moving forward, and you just attack a million times somebody. This is nonsense. So Valhalla Combat is great. Maximum Carnage is also great if you want the battles to look realistic and a lot of gore and blood everywhere. Gourmet is also a nice patch, which overhauls the cooking mechanics and the ingredients. Pretty good. Then there is the Ultimate Faller overhaul, which is also useful. Timing is Everything SE. That's amazing. This mod is great. Precision, also super necessary in my opinion. Fast Travel for Survival mode. Survival mode is something that was added in Anniversary Edition, I think. It actually replaces some survival mods that were created by people. And it's pretty good, so there is no reason anymore to play with those mods, in my opinion. But there is no fast travel, which is allowed. Which is pretty silly, because if you have to travel back and forth everywhere manually, you will take ages to finish the game or to do anything. It's still pretty slow. It's still a pretty long game, even with the fast travel, but you really need the fast travel. So this actually adds the fast travel back into the game. Alternate start, live another life. I cannot stress how super great this mod is, because the game, the way that you enter the game, the way the game introduces you to the world, is actually pretty great and very dramatic. But after the first, 100 times that you start a new character, it gets really boring, and it just gets old. And the alternate start is amazing, because it allows you to start in one of many different ways. And I'm not going to start the game in the normal way anymore. If I'm starting a game, I'm just starting with one of the alternate ways, which are really fun, actually. Some of them you can escape prisons, some of them you can escape shipwrecks by swimming out and, saving whatever you can save. It's got a really great start. Some of them you start as some kind of noble in a city, you already have a house or something. They're really, really great. I really like them. So wade in water redone, that's also good. Use those blankets. That makes the NPCs use blankets when they sleep, which they were not doing by themselves. Read the room. This is also a good mod. Loki, wade in water. Khajiit has wares. Of course. Immersive fast travel. Immersive equipment displays. ATCW, siege damage repairs. This is because after the Civil War, there are a lot of damages. All the cities are damaged where there was a war happening, and these damages never get repaired, which is pretty silly. And this actually, in the course of some time, starts repairing those damages as it would have happened in reality. Mysticism, a magic overhaul. That's also a great mod. I wouldn't play without it personally. I have disabled Fuzro Do. I don't remember why. I think it was causing some kind of clash with some other mod or something. Papyrus, utility AE, SE, you need this one for other mods. And also address library for SKSE plugins, also this one. Wolf Armors and Weapons Retexture SE. So some of them say SE, Special Edition, but they also work for Anniversary Edition. Steel Armors and Weapons Retexture SE. Skyside Skins. This is for just some skins. Security Overhaul SKSE, log variations. This creates log variations, they're not all the same. Rustic Armor and Weapons SE. Remiros Cheating Armor. This is just, you can read these mods. These are just, skins for armors and stuff. Daggers, weapons. High Poly Head, this is for faces. More weapons and armors. These are all good mods to have to make the weapons look better and more realistic. Especially, a lot of those, they completely change the weapons into something that would resemble a realistic weapon. Really changes some of them. Many of them really, changes the way they look to the better by far. Because some of the weapons were really stupid looking and completely unrealistic, and this makes them a lot more realistic. And also a lot more pretty, in my opinion. So high poly, true to vanilla NPC overhaul. This is for the NPCs, changes all the NPCs. AI overhaul. Adamant, a perk overhaul. You really need this one. This is amazing. The choice is yours. And renounce the Daedra, quest eraser, remove quests. These are all good because you sometimes start quests and get stuck with quests, and it's good to be able to choose if you start a quest, which you cannot do in Skyrim, unfortunately, in vanilla. And also the Daedric quests, you somehow start them and they are just like a one-way, and you cannot change anything or go the other way or just not do the quest. You start the quest and it keeps going which is pretty stupid in my opinion, if you don't want to do the dead requests, for example, because of the character you're playing. True HUD, Sky UI, you need those for sure. So Raven's Awareness, Vanilla 2, HUD, preset. Race menu, this is for the races that you choose for the character. Inventory interface information injector, constructible object custom keyword, etc. Crafting categories for Sky UI. This is just, you just need those because of other mods mostly. And then utilities, also high performance configuration, display tweaks, spell perk item distributor. These are also, you need them for other mods. Maximum skeletons, dynamic animation replacer, etc. And then the last one is real 3D walls. Improves the look of the walls. So after you install all those mods and sort some conflicts about what starts first and what starts second, if you go up here to this bell, it will tell you, and you click it, it will tell you what conflicts there are, so then you resolve them. After you do that, you'll have a great experience playing Skyrim. So I hope you will enjoy Skyrim. It's a great game. If you don't know about it, you're missing out. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. They're very important, both of them. And I wish you a very nice day.